Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. I want to talk a little bit about the unreasonable acts and the unreasonable attorney for the unreasonable acts. You know, it's very, very interesting. I've observed over the years that the opposite party, the opposing party, the person on the other side of the V, so to speak, Jones versus Smith, that person will tend to hire a lawyer with whom they identify. They're going to sort of gravitate toward a lawyer that sees things the way they do. And so if you have a person who's very inflammatory and explosive personality and very volatile, they're likely to hire a lawyer who acts the same way. They're not going to hire a lawyer who says, calm down, I don't want to hear that anymore. Stop using that kind of language. Don't express yourself that way. Don't talk to your ex that way. They're not going to hire that guy because they're going to want validation for how they act. They're not going to want to have somebody criticizing them all the time. So they're likely to hire that kind of person. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the unreasonable acts who no doubt hires an unreasonable lawyer? Well, if you're represented by counsel, and that's really the key, you're going to have to let your lawyer be the buffer for that. I always tell clients, blame everything on us. You've hired us, blame us. If your ex says, I can't believe your lawyer did that, you say, I'm sorry, I'm not a professional. I've turned it over to the professionals. I can't tell you why they do something or why they don't. All I can tell you is have your lawyer contact my lawyer and they will work it out. In other words, let the lawyer serve to be your buffer. If the other attorney is sending crazy things, or here's what happens a lot, the other attorney is a no-show, or your hearing's at 8:30, you're ready to go at 8:30, the other attorney doesn't show up till 9:15. Now it's a delay, it's put you at the end of the line. That thing that should have taken a half hour now takes 3 hours because the court has to come back to you, and therefore it costs you so much more. What are you going to do about it? All you can do is bring it to your lawyer's attention, and he or she already knows probably, and they can mention it to the court. The court may or may not tell the other attorney that there's a sanction involved, they're going to have to reimburse somebody, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. If you have the misfortune of dealing with an attorney who on the other side who's like that, you have to rely on the judge, that the judge will ultimately make it fair at the end or make a ruling that sort of compensates for that kind of behavior. But the truth of the matter is, you can control certain things. You can control how you act. You can control the lawyer that you hire. You can control it by hiring the right kind of guy. You want to hire a decent firm, a lawyer who conducts himself appropriately and professionally. But you cannot control what your ex does, and you cannot control what kind of lawyer they hire. And all your lawyer can do is bring it to the attention of the court. Your Honor, I'm here. This is the third time. I'm here on time. You're here on time. My client is here on time. The other side's never ready to go because Miss Jones is always late to everything. I'm asking the court to award us attorney fees for this delay because it's costing us more money. And the court will either do it or not, but at least you'll put it on the record. And the court may deny it the first time, but the second time or the third time, at that point, the court may actually take some action on it. So that's how to handle it. If you have any questions about your particular situation, of course, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.